Okay, happy Wellness Wednesday, and we are live. I'm finishing to set everything up, and I want to make sure that I will be able to view your comments. So let me know in the chat if anybody's out there watching live. I will wait for a few seconds so that I know who is there. And as you join me, please let me know where you're joining me from and what are you most excited about. And if you're watching live or are you watching the replay. So let me know, put hashtag replay if you are watching replay or just live if you are here live. I am trying to see where I can see the comments. Okay, I see that now. Okay, that way I can respond, and this is gonna be interactive, and I'm very, very excited for you to be here today. So I'm gonna jump in right in and as we go. And what are you excited? And I know that there were several people that were interested in this topic. Today we're talking about how to build confidence in your body without killing yourself at the gym. And I'm gonna do a lot of interactive stuff, and so hopefully if you're on live, you can benefit from this. And if you're in the replay, you can also, as you watch, you can be interacting, because I know that everybody's busy and sometimes we cannot attend places live. But you will still benefit a lot from the conversation and the training that I'm having with you today. And when you make comments, then I can also make comments over your comments. So are you ready to start this beautiful training about confidence? And I want you to, as you hop in, I want you to think about 2 or 3 words or 1 word that you are feeling right now. I want you to notice your body and notice your thoughts, what comes first to your mind, and if there's any pain or tightness or any thought that you have in your mind right now. And this is very, very important, because as we speak and as you listen to this training, you might feel a little bit different afterwards. So let me know in the comments type 1 word or 2 words about how you're feeling right now as we start speaking. So yes, so thank you so much for writing that on the comments. And now I want you to close your eyes for a second. Remember how you felt right now, and I want you to experience something that that connects you with you, because in order to allow our brain to absorb new material or new trainings or new understandings or new points of view, we need to be in a calm state, and that you will see everything that I'm building upon today. So I want you to close your eyes for a second. Take a deep breath and do it with me right now. And exhale. Keep your eyes closed. And as you breathe in, I want you to scan your body and feel the oxygen coming in, filling up your lungs, and then exhaling slowly. And keeping your eyes closed, I want you to experience yourself or see yourself in a calm place, a safe place. And I want you to feel calm and rooted and grounded. You're safe. And I want you to feel your body. Check out the color of your eyelids, behind your eyelids, and notice the taste in your mouth. And even notice your glutes if you're sitting down, your butt on your seat. So take another deep breath with me and exhale. And when you're ready, I want you to open your eyes. This is just a little experience for you to notice how simple it is to calm your brain, your mind, and your body, and to connect to yourself. We live in a society and like in very, very rushed, right? So when we are training or when we are learning something new, we need to be more focused. And in order to be focused, we need to calm ourselves down. So this is a first step. This is being in the now, and it helps us to clear our mind and to listen to what I have to share with you today. So, but before I want, so now as you are here, I want you to write another word. What is that word of that feeling just by having this little experience that you had with me right now? What is one word that you feel right now? You feel or something that comes to your mind? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much. So I want to share a little story about me. And this is important because you will build on, we're talking about confidence, right? So when I was starting in my 40s, I started to feel a disconnection. Maybe you can relate to that. And I was starting to search for something, but I didn't really know what I was searching for. I knew that I was disconnected, and it took me 10 years to start kind of to reconnect with who I am. And in doing some spiritual work and changing some foods, and I started to have a new experience life in a different way. And that started to make some shifts in my mind, in my body. So in the 40s, I felt kind of broken, and maybe you feel like that. It's like things start not working the way they were working before. So in building that, I was searching for some spirituality, but I didn't know how to connect to that. So I have always been intrigued by the brain and how it works, and our thoughts and our learning as a psychologist, because that's the degree that I chose when I was studying in college, and learning about how humans and behavior work and the brain works. And all this kind of started to pile up with me at 40. So like, okay, what does everything mean? I had to learn how to be compassionate with myself and not only with others. Because I think that as we grow up, and first we become say a child of someone, right? And then we become adolescents, but we're still being taken care of. So other people are compassionate about us. And then we start creating that relationship, and everything goes outside. But I think that at our 40s and 50s, there is a shift that we need to start to understand, to learn how to build on that compassion, not only outside, but inside. Because in doing that, that allows us to kind of go back and build new relationships outside. So compassion and empathy is something that I started to learn in college during my psychology degree. And I read a book that is called Viktor Franklin, A Man in Search for Meaning. Back then, I kind of did not understand it quite well, but now I understand, since I'm 30 years older or 20 years older. Now I understand what he meant, and we are always in search for meaning. As children, we make meaning out of things, and as we grow up, we start growing up with that meaning that we created when we were children. And that is when there is a mishap or a different understanding, because we're adults thinking about the meanings that we made when we were 3 and 5 years old. So as I started to search for meaning, I started to ask myself, who am I? And I also started to ask myself, how did I get here from there? And how can I get there from here? Have you experienced this? It's like, are you in search of who am I? What is my purpose? What am I doing here? How did I get here? All these questions started to wake up on me. So these are crucial questions to be able to understand our physical and our internal worlds. We are spiritual beings living a human experience. And when we learn that, there is a beautiful magic that happens, that we kind of start breaking with times, with time frames and things, and we just start to learn how to experience life in a different way, in a different dimension. So I'm sharing all this with you because I feel it's very, very important. As we age, we make new meanings and we want to understand. And in order to learn, in order for me to learn all this, I needed to learn how to slow down. And that, I think, my friends, is the hardest thing to do. To learn how to slow down in order to contemplate and understand really what life really meant and why I was here. And maybe you're dealing with that right now. Let me know in the comments, are you in this transition of searching or defining or make more meaning about your life and your existence right now? And remember, we're talking about confidence, but there's a lot of things that have to build up to become confident again in a different level, in a different way. Maybe you were very confident at your 20s, but now you're at 40s and 50s. It's like, where did that confidence go? Are you in this position right now? It's like, where is my confidence? So write confidence in the comments. So instead of doubting my existence, I started to learn to understand and make different meanings out of things and experiences and situations. So the interactions between our experiences and our emotions tell our story, who we are. And I love how Brené Brown, I have read a lot of her books, and I love how Brené Brown talks about this in a very simple way. She says, human emotions are layers of biology, biography, behavior, and backstory. So in order to understand, thank you, Kathy, confidence, and where did it go? Thank you for sharing your comments. I love, keep them coming. So Brené Brown, let me repeat, she says, human emotions are layers of biology, biography, behavior, and backstory. So without knowing, I was building a compassion muscle. So I started building my relationship with my spirituality. And that is a different type of muscle, right? It's not muscle from the arms and the body, but it's a muscle from spirit and also the brain. So I was always a marathon runner, so I started shifting that. So instead of running marathons with my legs and my lungs, I started to run marathons with my brain and my heart. And that takes a while to train to do that. But in doing so, it has made me feel so good internally. And it has made me feel the confidence that I feel today. And it takes courage to be speaking with you and about all my story, right? And I want to share this because the more we share and the more we express, the better understanding we have with other human beings. So thank you for being on here today. So it was not easy to slow down, as I mentioned. It was very difficult experience. And when we slow down, sometimes we fear slowing down because we fear of the unknown. We don't know how to manage our time. We do not know how to manage our time alone. And it can be scary for many. I don't know what happened to you when you were a child, but there are probably scary moments or scary things that we're still frightened about, and we're just hiding. That's why we're in like rush moments, because that takes us away from connecting with us and dealing with the real deal. So yes, it is hard, but it's so important. In order to make changes, we have to deal with these scary moments, with these fears that we're fighting. So instead of fighting, is learning about them. So compassion is a daily practice of recognizing our shared humanity so we can treat others and ourselves with love and kindness, and we take action in the face of suffering. So suffering and pain is something that we all deal with, but we're afraid of pain, we're afraid of suffering, we're afraid of struggle. So we kind of try to avoid it at all costs. But in avoiding all those things, we suffer more. So whatever has caused you trauma or pain or struggle, that is important. No one is immune to pain and suffering. Compassion is not about I am better than others. And it's more like being and seeing the beauty in the pain and shared with the community. So when you start expressing, when you start learning about yourself and you start expressing your aches and pains, and you start expressing your emotions and feelings, guess what happens? You start feeling connected again, not so lonely, not so isolated. So if you have felt lonely, isolated, and you're struggling right now, just comment, make a comment, and just so that we can connect in this way. So if you're feeling pain or suffering or struggle in any area right now, just write the word pain or struggle, whatever makes you feel better. So pain is not a bad thing. And I have done several events which I call the VIP, and you're most welcome if you want to participate in this VIP when I do the next one. So let me know in the comments VIP if you want to learn more about that and participate of the next one that I do. But what is a VIP is there is a value in pain. When we share our aches and pains, when we share our struggles in a group, there is so much magic and so many beautiful things coming from that, because there's understanding with other human beings. So when you're able to express and be understood and be heard without judgment, that is a beautiful moment. So if you want to be part of a VIP experience, let me know in the comments, and that way I know who to connect with when I do the next one. But let's go back to confidence. And when we practice generating this compassion, we can expect to experience our fear of pain. And compassion includes learning to relax, I was saying, to slow down and relax. And it's more about allowing ourselves to move gently towards our things that scare us. And it also learning how to interpret what our mind is saying and changing that to learn how to tell the mind different things. So we're so accustomed at what our mind is saying, and it's like it's commanding us and it is leading us. But at 40s and 50s, we can take over and we can start managing our thoughts and our brain and telling our brain, hey, I no longer want to be that person. I no longer want to act this way. I want to act this way instead. So you know what is beautiful? That the mind obeys every order. So when you start learning how to speak to your mind in a different way, you start building that muscle and creating a new story of yourself. So you remove yourself from that old story, which was created when you were 3 or 5, and you still believe that. but now you're 40 or 50, living an experience or a meaning from when you were 3 or 5. So again, that is a disconnection, and that is why you feel lonely and disconnected and lack of confidence, because it's not matching what you're thinking with what you're doing, with what you want. So let me know in the comments, what do you want? What is something that you aspire to, that you want for your health or your life experience? What is one word of something that you want right now? Write in the comments. So in cultivating compassion, we draw the wholeness of our experience, our suffering, our empathy, as well as our cruelty and terror. It has to be this way. We have to go through it, not around it or skip it, right? We need to go through our wounded areas and in order to heal. So compassion is when we are in a relationship between the healer and the wounded. So we are not fixing, as coaches, we're not fixing anybody. We're just creating a space in which someone needs to be healed and someone needs to be heard, and we create that space of healing and with compassion. And that is something really magical. If you have never experienced coaching with anybody before, it's something very, very special, because it's through conversation that you start healing and feeling different about yourself. So only when we know our darkness well, we are able to be present in the darkness of others. And it becomes real when we become present to our shared community. It also helps us become better parents, because what happens as parents, and it has happened to me, and I see my clients over and over and over, trying to fix their children's pains, trying to fix their spouse's pains, trying to fix their parents' pains. Well, it's not our job to do so. It's every unique individual's job to fix themselves, and more than fix, allow themselves to heal through having that experience of the pain. So my clients start saying, hey, Maaike, I started talking with my daughter, and instead of telling her what to do, I allowed her to express what she needed, and that created much more bonding. But we need to learn that on ourselves, and it just kind of ripples effects to others. So when we create a better relationship with ourselves, then that ripples to everywhere and everything that we're connecting with nature, with other human beings, with our children, with our parents. It's kind of magical how everything happens, but it starts with us, and we need to start creating that bonding and that relationship with ourselves. That is the beginning of creating confidence in your body. And you don't need to work out your muscles all the time, 100% of the time, to feel fit. You feel fit coming from inside out, and then you have the energy to go work out and do the things that bring you joy. But it comes from internal work more than external work. That's why I say you don't have to be building the muscle on the gym. Not that I'm against exercise, of course not. I am totally in pro of exercising, but this is a different way of exercising. So I talk a lot about building a new relationship with yourself. Feel confident in your mind and feel confident in your body. You become a better version of yourself. It's not changing who you are, it's just improving who you are, because you are the same essence. And in doing that, you understand your pains better, and you're able to understand the pains of others better without allowing them to affect you. So that creates a very beautiful bonding relationship with everyone. So how do we do this? How do we do this? We are creatures of habit and patterns. So everything that we have learned from when we were little, this is a pattern of eating, that's a pattern of moving, that's a pattern that was created when you were 3 or 5 years old. And there are beliefs about yourself that you created back then, but those beliefs need to start matching who you are today, right? In your experience, human experience at your 40s and 50s. This is why it's so hard to make changes if you have not upgraded your internal software. And by that, I mean your brain, your thoughts, everything matching your beliefs. What is it that you want? What is it that you're thinking about yourself that is leading to that? So what I have created, I created the Eminem coaching method, and it's to help you, take you by the hand to be mindful of your menopause phase, at this ever changing phase, because menopause, once you become menopausal, you will always be menopausal till the last day of your life. So in doing changes right now, you will start feeling different with yourself. And the Eminem coaching method helps you rebuild the relationship that you have with yourself. So how does this Eminem coaching method work? And I mentioned I was gonna talk about 5 different simple tips, right? Or 5 simple steps. And this is a 5 simple steps that we do in this coaching method. So first, what happens? You need to first define exactly what you want and how that looks like for you, not for anybody else. How you want to feel in your body as a confident person, and how does that look like for you? Once you have that image of yourself, you have a visual, then it's easier to start building upon that. So the first thing that we do when we're babies, right, we start eating. So going back to basics, we kind of recreate that relationship that you have with food, which is very primitive. Now you build upon that relationship and you start connecting to yourself in different ways. So that is the first step that we do. We create a new relationship with food. You start experimenting different ways, different things to eat, but how you eat and times that you eat, all that builds a new relationship, because the relationship we have with food, again, was created maybe when you were 3 or 5 years old. That does not match who you are anymore. So number 2, we start building a relationship with your body. So learning how your body likes to move. Instead of, remember I mentioned to you about my marathon trainings, to moving in different ways. So I started trying other things like Pilates and yoga and other things. Slowing down was not easy, but it was very beneficial because it also built my body in a different way that felt good, and it was not forced or pushing or like obligation. I changed that from obligation. I see a lot of women going to the gym because they feel bad that they ate too much, or they ate all the wrong things one day. So they're punishing themselves going to the gym, trying to make up for it, right? That is not that right way. No diets, no killing yourself at the gym to lose that weight, because that's not gonna work. Actually, it's gonna go work against you. So number 3 is a connection with your internal dialogue. That is a connection with your thoughts and how they affect how you feel. What you think immediately affects how you feel. And learn how to feel that discomfort of your pains and take them instead and view them as a gift. So are you following me right now? It's like, would you like to learn how to create a new relationship with food, with your body, with your thoughts, with your internal thoughts? That is so very, very unique and special, because when you see your pains as gifts, then it changes a whole perspective and you learn about them versus wanting to run away from them. And understanding your emotions also helps us to act upon it without trying to remove it or fix it, just allowing to be there. And number 4 is creating and building a new relationship with your spirituality. That connection, that loving connection with your human experience, so that you really embody your spirituality, which is what most of us at this age are totally unaware of. And we have never learned really how to connect to that spiritual part of us. And we are human beings living an experience, spiritual beings living in a human experience, in a human body, right? Our spiritual spirit moves on when we pass away, when we go to a different life. But the spirit is still there. So building that connection, it also not only helps us, but it helps generations to come to start healing those pains that are probably pains from past generations. So this is fascinating, and I hope that you're learning a lot. And number 5, so I mentioned better relationship with food, with your body, with your thoughts. Number 4, with your spirit. And when you do all that, you build a new relationship with your total body. What happens is that you're so relaxed that all your body organs inside start working properly. And it's like magic, but this is the best way that you can start creating better health, because you have such an understanding and learning about your body that you know exactly what you're missing or what you're not doing in order to bring more health to you. So when your organs start healing and start working well, then guess what? Alzheimer's, cancer, immune system, digestive problems, your mind, your migraines, everything starts fading away. Say goodbye to all your illnesses, because when you manage your body in this way, you become almost immune to all those things. It's magical, but yes, you can have control of your body in this way, and it can help you feel so much better and create the quality of life that you want. So this, my friends, is what I tell and what I share with you, and what I feel that is confidence in your body without killing yourself at the gym. When you create all this around you, you feel so much better. Learning the beauty of pain and the beauty of allowing yourself to slow down. This society really has led us to live in speedy ways. And what happens when we're living like at that pace of speed, we will miss the train. We feel like we're missing the train, and we're just rushing every day to one more day, and we're just living in a rush. Living hurry up. But let me tell you what happens when you live that way. You are going to feel that there's a lot of obstacles for you to get on that train. So the train, instead of being there, it keeps moving farther and farther and farther away. The train of quality of life, the train of health, the train of wealth, the train of abundance, the train of feeling good, because in the end, that is what we all want, the train of happiness. The more rushed that we are, the further away we are from getting on that train. So those obstacles come to you as illnesses, as cars breaking down, as appliances breaking down around your house, as aches and pains and joints and illnesses in your body. So those are the obstacles. That's why I say there is a gift in pain, because when you slow down enough, the pain allows you to slow down to reevaluate your life. So when things are constantly showing up at your door, then just make a conscious stop. Think about what we have talked today, internalize what we talked about today, and it means that you're going too fast and that you are in need to make some changes in order to get on that train that you want to go so that it takes you exactly where you want to go. That place that you desire, that is probably peace of mind, that calm, that beautiful place where there's freedom, abundance, love, health, and everything that you want. That is paradise, right? We all want to get there, but we're missing the train because we're going too fast. So I know because I have been there, and I'm feeling that I'm on my train to where where I want to go. I hope that this is helping you also feel where your train, how to hop on the train. And how to hop on the train is a simple discovery call with me. If this has been resonating with you and you're liking this so far, and you're resonating, is like, hey, I need to make some changes and I want to start knowing how to do those and where to start. Well, all you need to do is click the link below, or tell me in the comments, hey Maaike, I want a discovery call. Just write it down, and it all starts with that magical conversation and a discovery call. And this discovery call is for me to learn more about you, so that you can see if this program is a right fit for you, and that way we can share some connection and understanding, and you get so much from this discovery call that you will be amazed. So I hope that this has given you a new perspective about life and a new incentive. What are you inspired now that after this conversation, what are you inspired to change? What is one word that you're taking away? Now it's your turn to speak. So what are you taking away from this conversation, from this training today? And that way I can comment on your comments. I want to hear from you. I hope this has been insightful, and if you want to further connect with me, just say, what will you say? Wellness Wednesday discovery call, and I will be sure to be connecting with you. Have a beautiful Wellness Wednesday. Until next time, I hope this was helpful for you. Bye-bye.